So about a month ago, I recorded an episode of Challenges where I tried to solve a 3x3 with no rotations in under 17 seconds. Now, in order to complete this challenge, I of course needed to know how to solve a 3x3 with no rotations. After I recorded the video, I thought that it may be a pretty interesting idea to teach you guys how to solve a 3x3 with no rotations. This method is very ineffective if you don't do any rotations during your entire solve, by the way, but if you do at least try to implement some of these tips and tricks into your solves when they're truly necessary, your solves will improve quite a bit. So that's basically why I'm doing this tutorial today. So with that being said, let's head on to the video. Hey guys, what's up? It's TDRP Cubing here, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to solve a 3x3 with no rotations.
Perfect.
Now, when I say I'm teaching you guys how to solve a 3x3 with no rotations, that doesn't mean I'm teaching you how to solve the 3x3 in general. So what this means is that this tutorial is meant for people who already know how to solve a 3x3, but who also struggle with doing too many rotations during their solve. Now, of course, like I said in the intro, you definitely don't want to do the entire solve with 0 rotations. That is very ineffective, so if you at least try to limit the amount of rotations whenever you can, I think that works a lot better than just doing no rotations at all. So with that being said, let's head on to the first trick you can use. So what I'm basically going to do is an entire solve and just explain to you guys what I'm doing to limit the amount of rotations. So first of all, I see this cross edge and it goes here. And then I see this edge goes there. So I do this. And so the cross is actually the easiest thing to do with no rotations. And now I'm going to look for the last edge, and it is right here. So what I can do is this. This is a trick I've actually been using for a while, which is inserting edges in the back. So instead of rotating it and doing this, I do this instead. This right here. So I'm going to walk you through that one more time. So basically I'm moving the middle layer down, which pushes this edge up to the top of the layer, and then I do a U2, and then I move the middle layer back up, and then now I can do this where I move it out of the way and then insert it like that. And that's basically how you do the cross with no rotations. Also, another trick I just remembered is this one right here, where you have 3 cross edges done and you have to put this one over here. Now this trick is really simple. Basically what you do is you move the bottom layer over here where you have the unsolved edge, and then you solve it like that, and then you move the layer back. That's also a pretty interesting trick to know, and I actually do use this occasionally. And so yeah, I'm sorry I forgot about it, but that's basically it. Now here is another step you can do, which is turning the entire cube without actually moving it, which is this. So you can do a fat U move and then a D prime, or a fat U prime and then a D move. Either way it works out, and that limits the amount of rotations. However, I wouldn't suggest doing that because it doesn't really work that well. And instead of doing this, it's a lot easier to just do that. So I definitely wouldn't recommend using that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do that same exact move again. And so I see this edge goes here, so I'm going to do this trick. This trick works when you have an edge that is opposite of where it goes and it's oriented the right way. So what you do is an L2, U2, L2, U2, L2. And if it were on the right side, then you would do an R2, U2, R2, U2, R2. So now I see this edge right here and it belongs here, and I can see the corner will match like that. But I also see that this F2L pair goes here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve this F2L pair so that way I don't mess it up when I'm doing this one. And when I solved it, it didn't affect the position of this edge piece or this corner piece, so I can still do the same thing I was going to do before. So now I see if I move it up, that basically this is how I'll match it up. So I'll do a U2 and then an L move, and then another U2, and then I'll insert it like that. And now for the last F2L pair, if you want to insert it, obviously you can't rotate it for this method, but this actually kind of works in general, but I don't use it that much because I'm not used to it. So what I'll do is a fat D prime move, and then I'll insert it like that. And so now we're on to the last layer, but I do have a couple extra tips and tricks for you guys in regards to the F2L pairs. So this is the first one right here where the edge piece is not solved, but the corner piece is. And as you can see, the edge piece that belongs there is right here, and this corner piece is not solved. So what you can do is you can move the layer like that to where the unsolved corner piece is there, and then you can insert the edge piece, and guess what? This piece wasn't really affected because it wasn't in the right place to begin with. And now all you have to do is move the layer back, and you have this F2L pair done. And now heading on to the second trick you can do. In this case, the edge piece is solved, but not the corner piece. But as you can see here, this F2L pair isn't done. So what I can do is I can move the layer over here, and then I can insert the corner piece, and then move the layer back, and it's solved. This actually does really help with your solves, and it makes doing the F2L pairs a lot faster. I've actually been doing it in a lot of my solves recently, and in general, it's a really good trick to know, and it works really well. And so now on to the last layer. As you may know, I use 2-look for last layer, so that's what I'll be doing in this tutorial. So I have the L case right here, so I'll just do the regular case to create a cross, and then I have this OLL case. And now I have these two highlight pairs right here, so I can do this. I don't really have any tricks for the last layer because all you have to do is move the layer accordingly so you don't have to rotate. And so the only trick I really have for you guys is this case right here where you have an algorithm in the back. So what you could do is a U2 and then you could solve it and then do a U2. But it's also nice knowing how to do certain cases like this from the back. So this edge goes here, so all I have to do is this. And so I can't really teach these algorithms backwards because I don't really know them. I'm only able to do them from muscle memory. But yeah, that's my last trick, is just learning how to do those kinds of algorithms from the back. It makes your solve a lot easier and a lot faster sometimes. And so yeah, that's about it for the tutorial. So that, guys, was the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you have any questions, make sure to ask them down in the comments below. Besides that, have a good day and bye. See you next time.